Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome in if this is your first time being here. My name is Melissa. This is Empowered Gems Tarot, and today's reading is going to be looking into soul contracts, where we're going to try to understand the lesson at play in your relationship. This is going to be really similar to the Understanding Your Connection love reading that I've done here on the channel before. We're going to take a look at a deep dive of the whole connection. So we'll look at the joining energy or the lesson or the contract between you and your person. We'll compare your energy to their energy to get an overview of the dynamic at play within the connection and what lessons both of you are learning at this time. Remember that this is a general reading on YouTube, so messages will vary in how specifically they're going to resonate or apply with each viewer out there. So if anything feels confusing in the reading or doesn't really feel like it lines up with what you know your situation to be, just release it, let it go. Understand the message is likely for somebody else out there in the collective this time. If you guys did want to book a personal reading, if you find that you need more personalized guidance, the link to my website is in the description box down below, and I do offer an Understanding Your Connection love reading service that will mimic what we're going to see here today in this video. But with all of that being said, let's go ahead and select your reading for today. We have a choice of 3. If you're drawn to reading 1, we're working with the Housewives Tarot and this agate crystal. If you're drawn to reading 2, we are working with the, what is this called? Queen Alice Tarot, and then we have some pyrite here. And if you're drawn to reading number 3, we're working with the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot and this sort of yellowy quartz. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Think about your connection and what it is that you need to understand at this time. What's the soul contract? Go ahead and select the deck or crystal that you feel the most intuitively connected to. And then once you've made your choice, you can scroll down to the description box below to locate the timestamp that will skip you ahead to your chosen reading. See you there. Hey group 1, and welcome to your reading. If you guys were drawn to the Housewives Tarot and this agate crystal, this is going to be your message. So today's topic is looking into the soul contract between you and this person on your mind. So it's going to help us to get a better understanding of the energy at play in your connection and what the likely lesson is between you and this person. So let's go ahead and jump in to the overall energy. So as far as the contract goes, we have divine love. I will love you until the end of time. Your energy, my viewer, we have commitment. Your person's energy, we have intimacy. All right, I am gonna go ahead and pull some tarot cards. As I'm parting the deck, I do see a 2 of Cups here. Let's go ahead and see. What's the contract, Spirit? What's the lesson? What's the dynamic at play between group 1 and their person? Joining energy, please. We have the 8 of Pentacles. Show me the energy of my viewers, please. We have the 7 of Cups. And show me the energy of their person, please. The 5 of Swords. Okay. So let's jump in, group 1. I feel like this is a connection where this person has either been in your life for a long time or will be in your life for a long time. And if that's not necessarily panning out to be the case, I do feel with the soul contract being centered around divine love and loving someone till the end of time, to me, this feels like an unconditional love type of energy where you guys are learning to accept the person for who they are versus for who or what you wish for them to be, right? So the 8 of Pentacles here is interesting because this denotes to me a connection where we're putting in conscious effort and work, right? So it doesn't, I know for some of you, I was saying maybe you're not going to be connecting to this person 24/7 or all the time, but I feel like for the majority of my group 1 viewers, This is somebody who is present in your life for a long time or will be present in your life for a long time. This really gives me the energy of someone that we commit to and we put in the effort to always be working on the relationship, to always learn and understand and refine, right? Because the Eight of Pentacles is about putting in the work, right? It's about fine-tuning your craft. For some of you guys, this could even be a work connection for some. But when we see it in a love reading with this divine love energy, it gives me two people that are choosing to stay together, two people that are choosing to commit to each other and who are willing to put in the work over a long period of time to sustain their love and sustain the connection. So that appears to be what's here at the heart of things between you and this person. Now, for you, my viewer, group one, and keep in mind, I set up this reading so that you're on this side and your person is on this side, but because it's a general reading, you could find the energy is flipped and you resonate more over here and this feels more like your person. So just kind of apply it how it makes the most sense for you. But you, my viewer, have the energies of commitment and the Seven of Cups, which is really interesting, right? Because I feel there's something here about choosing, right? A Seven of Cups is an energy where we have a lot of different choices in front of us. We have different options and we're not sure which is the best option for us, right? And so it could be that leading up until this point, or maybe currently in this connection with your person, you guys could be in a place where you're not sure if this is who you want to commit to long term, right? Seven of Cups is scattered energy. It can be an energy where we feel like we need to test out different paths before we can fully commit to something. So maybe right now you're in that space with this person where you're like, let me just test the waters and see how it feels. See if I could view myself as being able to commit to this person. If you guys have been in a connection for a long time with this person and you are actively committed to them, I feel like right now there could be, I don't want to say temptation, but maybe like some sort of curiosity to see what else is out there, or wondering if you need to sample, metaphorically, other drinks like we have here in this image before you're going to feel comfortable to commit. So just keep that in mind. It seems like for you, there's something around fully committing to this and being very clear about the choice that you're committing to. Now, your person over here, we have intimacy and the Five of Swords. So their energy is very clear to me. This is somebody who really is learning how to be vulnerable within this connection. I feel with this Ten of Swords, look at all the little pins that are like poked into this little pin cushion. I feel like this person might be somebody who's taken a lot when it comes to love or relationships, maybe this connection in particular. I feel like they have taken a lot of blows in connections, and I feel like they have been, I don't know if they've been like the metaphorical punching bag, or they kind of take on a lot of pain or are holding on to a lot of pain from like a prior relationship. We have the Hierophant here as well. So there could even be something connected to like tradition or marriage or, you know, something like that, that is maybe from their past or from this connection where they hold a lot of pain. And I'm noticing how in this card, it looks like she's taken one of the pins out. I feel like they're still moving through a healing period of like releasing and letting go and moving through some of the pain that they've experienced in the past in relationships. They really, I think, want closeness. They want to feel closeness. Intimacy isn't just about physical, right? It's also about opening up through communication and being vulnerable with other people about how we're feeling. And your person has Swords energy here twice, which is about communication and the way we think about things. And so with this Five of Swords coming up here, this is somebody who I think struggles to let their guard down, kind of struggles to be vulnerable, struggles to want to be honest about how they feel, and who might subconsciously play little games that prevent you from like seeing them as like weak. Like I think they're afraid that if they are fully open with you, that you're going to perceive them as being weak. And it makes them feel like they have a little bit more power to sort of have the upper hand and not be fully transparent about how they feel. But it self-sabotages in relationships, right? There's also something here. It's like, this looks to me like cutting out a pattern. Ooh, cutting out a pattern. There's some type of feminine archetype of this person's past that I think has what am I trying to say? That it's influenced where your person is at right now. So again, maybe they've been married in the past for some of you, or this could be like a mother figure for some of you. This person is needing to cut out this pattern, literally. When I said cut out a pattern, I was thinking like sewing, right? But literally the way I said it, it makes me feel like this person, their work right now is to actively cut out that pattern and to release whatever belief system they have around feminine energies or women, in order for them to show up successfully. But like the thing that's, I think, positive about this energy is that we have the Eight of Pentacles joining it, right? And so this really tells me that there is, I think, potential in this connection for you and this person to work through these things, because with the Eight of Pentacles joining you both, it shows me that there's a connecting thread that both people are trying to work on this, right? You working on making a decision and committing to it, this person working on cutting out that pattern and healing from their past. We do have commitment at the bottom of the deck. So let's see. What else, Spirit, for group one? What else do we need to know about this connection for them? We have caution on your end. And then we have spy on theirs. And then we do also have the energy of forgiveness. So yeah, again, there's something that they need to either forgive themselves for, forgive you for, release from the past in order to move forward in a positive direction here. So I feel like a part of the reason why you guys might be in the Seven of Cups energy is you might be picking up on some red flags, right? Caution tells me that you, my viewer, are not fully letting this person in all the way. And I think it has to do with this energy that they might be emanating here. This person is also, maybe there's something connected to social media activity as well, because like, you guys might see something on social media that kind of makes you pause a little bit, or maybe this person is keeping their distance but still keeping tabs on you on social media or something like that. They watch you. And even if that's not the case and you're not connected to them on social media, I do feel like this person is highly attuned and watching what you're doing, whether it's virtual or otherwise. Even if you guys are like actively dating this person, I could see them being in a space where they're like, you know, just really highly observant and scrutinizing what you're doing, because they're sort of, I think, on guard here. So let's see, group one. What else? Anything else, Spirit, that group one needs to know? About this connection. We have apology. You can expect the apology that you want to hear. We have new love. A new love or recommitment to love is developing. Look at this. I can't make this up for your person. Vulnerability. That's so interesting. Yeah, they really struggle with that. They struggle because I think this person feels like it makes them look weak if they're honest with you. And then we have second chance. Wow. Okay. Interesting. I almost said interesting team. Clearly I'm in like work mode right now. Maybe you guys work together. I think I was getting that for some of you. All right. So here's the thing. I think Spirit is pointing to the fact that there is a second chance that's coming up with this connection. I feel there is still something here because we have interference. So there's some sort of a third party energy that's present, whether this is, it doesn't have to mean it's like one of you is dating someone else. Maybe it does. Maybe you guys are with that Seven of Cups. Maybe you have options open, but there's something external to you guys that impacts this situation, whether it's like work or another person or whatever. But I see that there is this pull to give this connection a second chance. I also feel like there's something coming through about an apology. I feel like when you guys are able to receive some sort of acknowledgement or apology from this person, you're going to be able to feel more clear about moving forward with a commitment here. This person is seeing you as a new love opportunity or a recommitment to love to you, right? It feels like recommitment applies more because we have second chance here. So, I think that you and this person, to kind of summarize this reading, group one, there is definitely a lesson here around, loving and respecting each other unconditionally, right? And maybe putting in the work or putting in the effort here with the Eight of Pentacles to work through or navigate through some of the challenges that have been faced leading up to this point in the connection. What I would say, if I could give any advice to you, group one, and advice to your person, with the Seven of Cups, just make sure that you're clear in your mind, because sometimes this energy can point to when we're a little bit like in Delulu land about somebody, right? Like we feel, I always think of the phrase drunk in love, like the Beyonce song, right? Like you're just not seeing it clearly, but it just feels so good and feels so intoxicating. Sometimes the Seven of Cups can put us at risk for projection, right? So I would just be cautious about not overly romanticizing this person or the situation and just staying really grounded in this Eight of Pentacles, right? Like effort should be tangible from both people and grounded from both people here. Your person in particular with this Five of Swords, I think what would be helpful for them is if they could just communicate honestly about their feelings and their thoughts, right? And obviously we can't control them. You guys are the ones at this reading. But the Five of Swords definitely tells me that this person, they play games or they hold back because they're trying to maintain some sort of fake leverage so that they don't have to feel like they're losing something, which would be, vulnerability. They might feel a little bit threatened by being fully vulnerable with you. So they may not always be honest or straightforward or say things that kind of sabotage the connection, right? So just be mindful of that. But it definitely seems like Spirit is pointing to an energy here where there's potential for you and this person to start fresh, to try again, if both of you guys are willing and able to actually put in the effort here to work on things. So really cool energy, interesting energy, group one. Comment below. Let me know what's been happening between you and your person. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next reading soon. Bye. Hey, group two, welcome to your reading. If you guys were drawn to the Queen Alice Tarot and this pyrite crystal, this will be your message. So today we're looking into the topic of soul contracts to get a deeper understanding around the lesson being learned between you and your person and through this connection at this time. So let's go ahead and jump in to our overall energies. Okay, so for the contract itself, we have Indigo Starseed. I'm a catalyst for you to change. Your energy, my viewer, we have love. Your person's energy, we have dating. And we're gonna go ahead and jump into some tarot as well, and then we'll get into the initial energies here. Tell us more, please, Spirit. What is the soul contract between group two and this person? What do they need to know about their connection? We have the Six of Cups. We have the Four of Cups. And we have the Six of Wands and the Hierophant here at the bottom of the deck. So let's jump in. Group two. So it's really interesting seeing the Six of Cups here in the joining energy. And before I get too in depth with this, as I was mentioning in group one, You might find the energies are flipped for you, group 2. My intention is for this to be you and your energy and this to be your person on the right. But if it's resonating for you in the flipped way, that's completely fine and completely normal for a general reading. So just apply it as it makes the most sense to you and your situation. But I feel it's really interesting that we have the 6 of Cups here in the joining energy with this Indigo Starseed card, because the 6 of Cups is all about the past, right? It's nostalgia, it's the past, it's what's comfortable, it's what's familiar. And the lesson between you and this person has to do with being a catalyst for you to change. I feel like for a lot of you guys, this person might, like, something about this connection might feel really like karmic or triggering, or maybe pretty intense for some of you, because, you know, the 6 of Cups with this catalyst energy, it definitely makes me feel like this is somebody that you've either known for a long time or somebody who has kind of a familiar energy or like a past life energy with you, coming in and kind of pushing you and you pushing them to do something different when it comes to love. Okay. I keep being drawn to the little girl here who's asleep. Her mom's reading her a story. I also kind of feel like there's a sleepy energy that I get from this 4 of Cups as well, right? I feel like you and this person are likely both, like maybe both of you were kind of metaphorically asleep before you met each other. And when I say that, I mean like maybe there's something about this person or this connection where the two of you are pushing the other to see something about yourselves more clearly, right? It's kind of like giving me pushing you into a spiritual awakening type of vibe here. I think for you, my viewer, you've got love in the 4 of Cups. So I kind of feel with you, your energy in this connection is giving me the energy of somebody who has been a little shut off around the heart space when it comes to love. Maybe somebody who's been a little picky or particular, or just kind of dissatisfied with how their love life has panned out. This also looks like the scene in the movie where she like jumps down the rabbit hole and she's kind of floating in the darkness here. Yeah, I feel like you, my viewer, have been in a little bit of a liminal space lately where maybe you've just kind of felt like you've been in transition, or you've been sort of just aimless, or just maybe just not in the best place, I'm hearing, for love. And so when options have come to you, maybe because you haven't felt like you've been in the best place, you've turned them down, right? Or you've kind of said, it's not the right time, I'm just not open, right? The 4 of Cups is very much when we're not open to love. And it's not lost on me that she's kind of falling in this very dark space, which makes me feel like you guys have been in a little bit of a darker space when it comes to love, or just not in a space to receive it at this time due to your surrounding circumstances. Now, your person is interesting because they're over here in 6 of Wands in this dating energy. So this is like a very chivalrous energy. It's a very like take charge type of energy when I'm in a 6 of Wands. Like, this is me wanting to be successful in dating. But I think the lesson that your person is learning, group 2, has to do with depth and substance over appearances, right? Because the 6 of Wands is very appearances heavy. This is about wanting attention, being admired, wanting to be successful. It's more of like an ego sort of optics card at times. It's not always bad. But these two energies together are very different from your energies. And so I feel like maybe this person coming in with this chivalrous sort of energy, it's pushing and igniting you, my viewer, to get out of this liminal space that you in. Maybe they're kind of reawakening your heart center a little bit. Doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be with them forever, but they're helping to pull you out of whatever rut you've been in with love. And then you guys, I think, conversely for them, you guys might actually be triggering this person to look deeper than just surface level, right? Like, you've got to do more than just be surface level. And we've got this energy of the Hierophant here at the bottom as well, you know? And so this is about, the way it's depicted here, it's like getting advice, wisdom, learning, a subject matter expert, right? So there could be some sort of wisdom, spiritual wisdom, that both you and this person are gaining during this time. So let's continue group 2. What else, Spirit, can you tell us about group 2? and this connection. So we've got effort for you, my viewer, which is so interesting. Yeah, I feel like that's what this is about. It's like, I don't think you guys have been putting in a lot of effort into your love life coming into this reading. And then we have control and influence. Yeah, see, like this person, they care too much about appearances. They care too much about what other people think. They might have other people in their ear as well. That could even be what this Hierophant is about. Maybe there's some sort of advice that they're getting from somebody, or, you know, some sort of belief that they hold that's also like dictating the way that they're showing up. And I don't think they're showing up as their best self, even though they might put on like they are. Yeah, so this person, group 2 for you, I think is really awakening your heart space. And they're showing you that you might need to start putting in more effort into cultivating your love life, right? And it doesn't mean that you have to date this person, because I feel like a lot of you guys don't want to date this person or won't ultimately be dating this person long term. This is just kind of the way I'm reading the energy. That's how it feels to me, more temporary. But there's something about you getting out of this black hole, metaphorical black hole, and getting back out there and putting in effort again. And it doesn't mean that you have to like get on a dating app or be like really literal about it. I just feel like you guys have been off, like feeling off about love, or maybe just being a little bit more introverted. They're helping you to awaken your heart space again to see what's possible. I think that they might make you feel good in some regards, or did make you feel good early on in this connection, but they're catalyzing you to want more for yourself than to just stay in this kind of space. Okay, so let's see. We're going to just close it out with one more. I do feel there's something about your energy that makes this person work for it a little bit harder too, right? Like you guys might reject them or be like, I'm not into you like that. And that just makes them pursue harder or try to figure out like what else they need to do to be successful. I do think you're teaching this person about substance, as I keep saying. All right, what else, Spirit, for group 2? What should they know about this connection to close us out? So for you guys, we have interference. Ooh, okay. A few too many flying out there. We have new love in the center. And then true love for your person. And then we do have apology. So I think just be cautious, you guys. What I would leave you with this person is, I do think this person has love for you. And I do think that they're wanting to make a significant change within this connection. I wouldn't be surprised if they make some sort of gesture of apology toward you, like buying you flowers, trying to court you properly. But with control being here, this is more about them wanting to be back in your good graces, or to sort of bring the narrative or the situation back around the way that they want it to be, to feel good about themselves, versus like letting things happen and heal naturally as they need to be, or maybe taking accountability truly and deeply for something, right? You guys have some other stuff going on, I feel, with this interference, right? It doesn't have to literally mean another person, but with that coming up, it just makes me feel like there's something about this situation where with the 4 of Cups, like you're not fully receptive, and maybe this dark energy that you're in is a part of like what the third party is, like trying to pull yourself out of whatever rut you've been in, or maybe you're in another situation, you can't really receive what they're putting down. Like there's something external that's impacting you at this time as it pertains to this person, that's kind of shutting you off. Now, what I will say is we do have new love energy here, right? So I do think for a lot of my group 2 viewers, there's going to be some sort of trying a new approach. I don't really know that I feel like this is a brand new person for most of you. This definitely feels like somebody you have a little bit of history with, or at least even if they are a newer person, there's been some stuff, right? There's been some like significant energies that have passed between you, right? And so with the 6 of Cups and new love, this does feel like someone karmic, somebody that you're going to feel really drawn to because something about them feels familiar or comfortable in their energy. But they are going to be a catalyst for you to make some pretty significant changes, and vice versa with your person as well. I think this person does believe their intentions are pure, but I think that they still have a lot of learning to do around how to really integrate lessons that they're learning and show up in the embodiment of those things versus just saying like, okay, I want to have what I want, and so I'm going to take this approach to be successful, right? So this is super intriguing, group 2. Comment below. Let me know a little bit about this person and what's been happening between you guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next reading soon. Bye. Hey, group 3, welcome to your reading. If you guys were drawn to this little yellowy crystal in the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot, this will be your message. And today we're going to be looking into soul contracts and soul lessons. So sort of what's going on in the connection between you and your person. What are the undertones, the energies, the lessons at play between you both? So let's go ahead and jump in. Starting off with the lesson itself being counterpart. I will touch the deepest parts of you. Your energy, my viewer, we have resolving conflict. Your person, we have yin and yang. All right. I'm going to pull some tarot cards for clarification, and then we'll jump into this message a little bit more fully here. Okay, Spirit. So what is happening between group 3 and this person? Help us understand the dynamics at play and what group 3 needs to know the most. Joining energy. Wow. Okay, we've got the World. Show me the energy of my viewers. King of Pentacles flying out, but let's see. Show me the energy of my viewer, please, Spirit. 2 of Wands, and show me the energy of their person. Page of Cups. Oof. We got some pain here at the bottom with this 3 of Swords. All right. So group 3, what is happening in this connection? So with this counterpart energy, I definitely feel this is certainly a really strong spiritual connection between you and this person, right? And when we have that verbiage of touching the deepest parts of you, this can be good, but it can also be uncomfortable, right? And I think there's a little bit of both going on here between you and this person. And the reason that I say it can be uncomfortable is because sometimes the deepest parts of us are things that are painful to acknowledge, right? Harsh truths that we need to reckon with. And I feel like that's been the case specifically with your person having this 3 of Swords here at the bottom of the deck, right? The World is a really beautiful energy. It's a really powerful energy being here as well. And so for some of you guys, I wonder if this connection is sort of emblematic of a larger cycle or chapter closing, which is affording you an opportunity for a new beginning. Now, it doesn't have to mean that you and this person are breaking up or that you're not going to be together long term or anything like that. There's some sort of chapter or pattern or phase of your love life where it feels like the learning has been complete, right? And I feel like that's the case for this person as well, because it's showing up as a joining energy between you guys, okay? So you, my viewer, you've got this resolving conflict and the 2 of Wands. And I find it really interesting. Maybe for some of you guys have broken up with this person or separated because like your energy is kind of facing this way. Their energy with this Page of Cups is facing you, which is kind of interesting. I feel like you, my viewer, are in a space right now with this person where there is some sort of a conflict that you're sensing, you're feeling, you're acknowledging between you. And I think you're in a place with this Two of Wands where you're really trying to decide, like, how do I want to approach that? Or do I want to approach that? Is that worth my time? Is it worth my effort? Right? Because this card, it kind of is depicting a dynamic where somebody's over here kind of closed off, upset, moving through something. And we've got this feminine coming and reaching for them, wanting to soothe, to comfort, to show empathy, but they're not in a space of fully like being receptive to it. Right? And so it makes me feel like maybe for some of you guys, there's been an energy of one person in this connection sort of withdrawing when there's a conflict or uncomfortable feelings, and then the other person reaching for them, over functioning, right? Something like that could be significant here. And so I think you guys are in a place right now where maybe you're like, well, I'm still kind of in this, but I don't know fully if this is the right fit yet. You're exploring, you're wondering what the next best option is for you, whether it's resolving whatever this is or expanding outward elsewhere. Now, you guys might identify more with this guy versus the woman. Like, that's definitely possible here. Because this person, your person that we're tapping into, they're currently in a space where they're energetically reaching for you, right? They're in this Page of Cups energy where they have care for you. They have affection for you. This person might want to like reach out and connect with you. And they also have this yin and yang energy here as well, which talks about their lesson being balance, right? Understanding when to reach versus when to receive, right? There's a mirrored energy here for sure, where this could be like this conflict resolution dynamic, or just like being closed off emotionally and then one person being open. I feel like this could be a mirrored thing that both of you guys show each other within this connection, potentially. So I feel like there was something else I was getting, but then it flew out of my mind. So let's just keep going. We're going to go into this next deck. So what else, Spirit for Group 3, do they need to know about this person? What does Group 3 need to know about this person, this connection at this time? As I shared with the other two piles as well, Group 3, you might find the energies are flipped for you because it's a general reading. So even though I'm intending this to be you, you might feel like this one is more you. Okay. All right, so we've got Daydream here for you. Freedom for your person. And then we do have the message of true love here at the bottom, which is really beautiful. So I really do feel like there's something emotionally resonant between you guys. There's definitely love here for sure. What am I getting from these? So with Daydream for you, my viewer Group 3, there is something here around clarity and seeing this person clearly. I also am wondering with this Two of Wands, if there's something about your daydreams or things that you could be projecting onto this person that are keeping you a little bit stuck in being able to make a decision or to expand or decide what you want moving forward. And it doesn't have to be bad, right? Daydreams are beautiful. Just sometimes when we see a card like that in love, it can be a red flag, right? Because it can show that we're more in our dreams than we are in reality. And maybe, I'm wondering if maybe there's something that you guys have daydreamed about when it comes to love or relationships and how those dynamics should play out. And because it's not quite panning out this way, maybe you're kind of having one foot out the door when it comes to this person. I will say, you guys, this person, they seem to want some sort of release or some sort of freedom from confinement here. And with them sort of moving toward you, I don't necessarily think it means that they want out of this connection. I actually feel like this person cares for you, and I feel like they want to communicate or offer something to you. Maybe they have come to some sort of a painful realization that they have been keeping themselves stuck in some sort of mindset that's not serving them, that's not getting them the results that they want, right? Like, especially if they're the one that's sort of like closes themselves off when they feel uncomfortable feelings. It's like, I think they're realizing that by doing that, it's self-sabotaging, that they have to be willing to give a little bit when it comes to emotions and expression here. They can't just pull back and expect everybody to like chase after them or to still be there, if that makes sense, you know? So let's see, group 3. What else can Spirit tell us about this connection? Excuse me. Yeah, see, we've got decision for you. Let's look at the joining. We have awakening. And then we have new love. Oh my gosh. And chemistry. Yeah. So this person, you guys, I don't think that they want to walk away from you. I don't think this freedom is about them wanting out of this situation. I think that they have maybe come to some realization with awakening here that something that they've been doing has not been serving them in their highest good. They want to make some sort of a romantic offer to you. But it's interesting because you guys are sort of in limbo. I think you're kind of like, I don't know. You know that it's time to make a decision about how to move this forward. But I don't think that there's something, I feel like there's just something about it that's not fully aligning with your expectations. Group 3. So with the counterpart energy, it's just really interesting, right? Because I do feel this is definitely a spiritual connection where both of you are lighting up certain aspects of self that need healing or that need to be acknowledged here. I just wonder for you guys if maybe it's a little too late with this person. Like maybe you've tried, and now that they've come to this realization, you're like, I don't know if this is the right fit. This isn't how I imagined that things would be. So this is what I see for you, group 3. Comment below. Let me know what's been happening between you and this person. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in our next reading really soon. Bye.